Hi, we're here at the Hyatt Regency and we're preparing a large art piece to be packed. This is one of the pieces that we had left over from Taste of the NFL, which is what we were packing 3 or 4 days ago. The first thing our team is doing is placing some 1-inch blue painter's tape here on the side. It's to protect the wood, because at some point we're going to put a piece of glass mask onto the glass to protect the art in case there's some kind of damage to the glass. So we're going to cover the entire wood. The next step is going to be to take this glass mask and cover up the glass. Now this process, it can work with 2 people potentially, but it works the best when you have 3 people, if not 4. The process could take up to 45 minutes your first couple of times, but obviously the more you do them, the better you get at it, the more efficient you get at it, and the quicker the process goes. So now that we have our glass mask on, the process is complete and we can start building the corner protectors to the piece. Okay, the next step of this little build-a-box puzzle, gorilla packing as we call it here in New Orleans, is we're going to pull out some Instapacks, the size 80, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop these little guys, let the chemicals mix, and then we're going to form a corner protector right here on the corner of the artwork. We're going to use this jog here as a mold. Okay. Again, 3 people is ideal. I'm going to lift. Once this gets going, Keith is going to try to wrap the entire corner right above and underneath. And Chrissy is going to use the jog as a mold. And you can see it takes all 3 people to do it. Obviously, with you're using the filter, if you could try to get the filter to face outward as opposed to the framed artwork, that would be ideal. And that should be enough time there. And then we have the perfect little corner protector for the piece. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the other 3 pieces, and when we get done with that, we'll move on to the next step. Good? Okay, now what we're doing is we're moving on to the second corner, and there's a couple of things that you want to know when you're putting this second corner on. You want to try to match this side so that it has a lot of room to grow to match the same height and width of this this corner protector here. Also, when you're putting the jog on, you don't want to put too much pressure against the Instapack, because when you do that, the corner piece of the artwork might not be fully protected. So you want to give it some room to swell. All right. Okay, so now what we're doing is we are applying some shrink wrap to the corner protectors to hold them in place. What Keith has done is he's holding it there right in the middle, so when we come around, we can do a quick switch off and whoop, the shrink wrap can attach itself. And we're going to do a few layers of this just to make sure they hold together. And that should do the trick on that side. We're going to finish up on this side, and then we're going to turn the entire piece of our landscape and do the other sides of the corners just to make sure everything is snug. Okay, so now what we're going to do, since we have everything ready to go as far as the corner protector being in place, is we're going to slide one of these 60 by 48 double-walled cardboard pieces underneath the art frame. And because this is too big on either side, we're going to flip it around, and it's going to require a three-piece setup, three-piece 2+ board setup, as opposed to just the 2-piece, because it's just a bit longer. All right.
Okay.
Get a grip. All right. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to build the box, and we've got Christy and Pete that are holding the 2+ board in place so that I can get it a good score, so that we'll be able to flip the box side up. So I'm tightened up my tightener here, and I'm with one solid straight line, so that we are able to lift this up a little later. But we'll have to do another section here, so we're not ready to cut anything.
Alright, roll.
Okay, and so what we're doing now is we are remeasuring. We've already cut this length of the box here. Now we're going to cut each side of the box so that we can make it pretty flush with the Instapack here. Remeasure it down a little bit. And give it a good stir. Now we're going to do this side here. Measure again against the Instapack so that you know it's going to be flush. And now what we're going to do is take our blade and we're going to cut a piece of the length here, a piece of the length here, fold in, fold up, and tape.
All about the package.
Roll.
Okay, so at this point what we've done is we've put another board underneath, and we've drawn a straight line using one of the previous boards so that we know exactly where to score it, because obviously it's too big to use the adjuster. So we're going to manually do this process while we're holding the board. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift this side of the board, and again we're going to mark where we're going to be doing our scoring. So it's going to be about right there. We're going to drop it. We're going to make another line. Bless you.
Bless you.
And we're going to do another score. And obviously it's a little too long for the edge as well. So we're going to do this man. Perfect. Score the whole thing?
Yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Okay, now what we're doing is we're putting another score on each side so that we'll be able to lift the sides up. Next side. Readjust the score.
And there you go, cut your edges.
Okay.
Right there.
Then cut your edges right in the middle. Woo. And obviously safety is a really important thing. When we were rolling with the Instapacks, you want to make sure your safety goggles are on, make sure you're wearing gloves just in case. When you're passing knives and blades across, make sure they're closed. Make sure your whole team knows where your sharp objects are. That's going to be really super important as well. And we lift up, lift over, and again, perfect.
Action.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take another one of these 60 by 48 boards and we're going to slip it underneath the pre-made portion of the box. And after we get done doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to flip the entire thing over onto the box. There we go.
Too far out. There you go.
Looks good. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to score on this side, score on this side, score on this side, cut ourselves a flap, flap it over, and we're going to start taping up this whole box. Ready? Okay, so now what we're doing is we've taped the other side and we're taping this side, letting gravity work with it. And really good bird's eye view of exactly where tape needs it. And obviously you can't have too much tape in the end product. And let's flip it over this way.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Then obviously once you get done with that product and your tape job, it's going to look very similar to this here. As you can see, we've got tape on every side. Fragile stickers, super important. And this little guy's ready to roll.